My name is Rajendra Pradhan. I am the president of a trust called Shiv Shikshan Samstha, under which we run DS High School, which is a Marathi medium school, and SSS Global High School, which is an English medium school. This Samstha and this school is 83-year-old, and one of the unique point of our Samstha is that all of us trustees are ex-student of this school. So this is a school run by the students for the students. This also happens to be the largest Marathi medium school in the state. We have 3,000 students in Marathi medium and 750 students in English medium. The New Education Policy 2020, which was introduced by the government, is an excellent policy, and it looks at an aspect which was mostly ignored by state boards, although some CBSE and ICSE school do have it. So basically they have introduced education which is based on practical application. So the whole learning process is changed there. So teachers also have to change from teaching mode to learning mode, teach students how to learn things now. And there are a lot of practical and vocational courses that they need to give. We at this school have already been working on it for last 10 years, because most of our students, especially in the Marathi medium, who come from extremely poor background, they are not able to complete their education beyond 10th standard, because of lack of money and all that. So more than 60-70% of students don't study beyond 10th. So we have been looking at how to improve their either employability or whether we can make them, self-sustain, getting them to self-sustainable businesses or whatever. So we have been working on that, and this policy actually complements it in exact way. So definitely we appreciate that. Of course, for aided school like ours, there are a lot of limitations in terms of finances and other things, and that will be a challenge how to tackle that. Other schools which are unaided and English medium, where they can charge fees, it's easier for them to hire teachers for vocational courses and other things. So that is one aspect of it. Second aspect of it is such a large number of students. It gets difficult to work in a cluster manner. Government suggests that schools in a given area should work together, but the dynamics of shifting students from one school to the other, what do you do with that space in? Second problem that we have is because of lack of space, and as are most of the schools in Mumbai, they basically run in 2 sessions. Okay, so if your school were to have 8 to 4 session, it's a lot easier to find extra time where children can move between 2 different schools. Our school starts at 7 to 12:30 is one session, and 1 to 6 is second session. So that also is a sort of a limitation. So we are trying to work on those things, but definitely as and when that policy is implemented, we are more than ready for it. What we, when we started doing this, what we thought was that you're aware that there are subjects like PT, which you can call as sports, then you have music, then you have art, okay, you have computer science. So normally all these subjects are just taught as academic subjects, okay. The changes we made in the teaching method is that whatever we teach, children should get a knowledge which will prepare them for life ahead. They should get proficient in it. So if we start with PT, we hired 7 coaches, each one of whom was well qualified and a champion in a particular stream of sport, be it basketball or cricket or hockey or kabaddi or whatever. With that, we started a Let's Get Fit program, and one, we increase the fitness of students. Now, one of the problem that school like ours have is malnutrition and not obesity and those kind of things. So how to make them healthy and do that. Then we select students who have a body structure which is tailored for a particular sport, and we train them in that. So with the result, what we have seen is over now this program, all these programs have been running for last 8, 9 years, 7 years, 6 years like that. We have seen that more and more students are going for sports as a profession after they pass out 10th, and they have been getting scholarship from companies like Indian Oil, Hindustan Petroleum, who support them, they take them in. In fact, our school was adopted by Puneri Paltan, which is owned by Kotak Foundation. Last year, 4 of our students were selected in the Kabaddi League. Our school team is one of the top 3 teams in Mumbai for Kabaddi. So when they get selected like that, they get stipend, they pay for their education thing. So we know that if every year around 250 students appear for 10th standard exam, then at least there will be 4 or 5 who will take sports as a profession. Then there is music. So we started Shankar Mahadevan Academy, and see, a lot of these projects we are running under CSR support. So the Shankar Mahadevan Academy, we have now 5 music teachers in our school, and we have music classes right from 1st to 10th. If you say traditional, the music is only up to 7th standard, but we have 2 1-hour period in curriculum for music, where teacher, they are all good singers, also they know to play an instrument, and they go to class and teach student music. And the way it is taught is also a novel way, which Mr. Shankar Mahadevan himself had designed the whole structure. So what they do is they ask student, like, what is your favorite song, your current, and it should have melody. So then, okay, let's sing that song. Then once they sing that song, then they say, okay, now let's find the sargam of that song. Once that is done, then which rag it is, that's why. So that way it inculcates basically an attraction for learning music. And we find that almost, again, because of this sustained progress, almost 5-6 students are taking music as their profession. Not only that, we have a music room, and where for 500 rupees for 6 months, we teach them piano and guitar, which is basically Trinity curriculum, and Hindustani classical and light music for as a profession thing. We also pay for their fees. So there are a lot of students who are taking piano, guitar and all that, as a thing. This is also basically subsidized, but then they are taking this as a profession, and they are getting that excellent thing. And similarly for drawing, from 5th standard onwards, we have introduced this visual art drawing session. Our ex-students who are JJ alumni, so they teach them. So whatever is in that visual art course in JJ School of Art, a mini version of that. So whether it's sculpture, whether it's art, fashion designing, textile, all those things are integrated, but it teaches them that, so that they develop basic knowledge, and then they try to take that as profession. Similarly, computer science, most of the, especially aided school, they just have some science teacher who takes the responsibility of running this computer lab, but we have hired 6 professionals who will teach them computer programming, and which will be basically taught as a professional thing. So by the time they reach around 8th standard, they are able to write programs. And then in 2018 we started our robotics lab. So it's not just ordinary robotics lab, we have integrated course of robotics. Then there's internet of, so under robotics we talk about simple machines and mechanics and all that, so which covers the physics and mathematics part of it. Then we have Internet of Things course, so in which basically we teach them Python programming language and use Raspberry Pi platform with sensors. So with that they can build automation project. The idea is that basically make them innovate, create the applications which can be practically used. The third part of this course is 3D printing. So we teach them mechanical drawing and design, and they can 3D print. So we have 3D printers also here. and then data science, so all the data collected by the sensors and everything to make sense out of it. So with this, we have found that by the time they reach 9th standard, they are able to do Python programming, they are able to integrate hardware and sensors and do this automation kind of projects, and we have seen some brilliant results. Two examples